I'm Kristen, and this is the Explorer in You podcast. Now, what I've discovered after visiting 5 continents and some amazing places is that the greatest thing standing in your way of seeing the world is what you believe is possible. I believe that travel is for everyone, on any budget, and it doesn't have to be overwhelming. So this podcast is all about unlocking the explorer in you. You'll hear stories from people who will inspire you to set big travel goals and show you how to achieve them. Let's explore. Hey there, listeners. Welcome back. And this week, I wanted to follow up with a few tips for how to travel mindfully. Now, what is mindfulness? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. Mindfulness is really just when our minds are 100% focused on what's happening in the moment. So our fast-paced and hectic lives can make it difficult for us to really stay in the present moment. We're either thinking about the past or we're worrying about the future. It's something that I know I struggle with a lot. And when our minds become distracted by these thoughts, it causes us to disengage from what's actually happening, making it less likely that our experiences will make lasting impressions in our minds. So I've been thinking about traveling again. I know you probably have too. And when we do travel again, we want to make sure that we are able to really appreciate every moment of our vacations, even if it's just a few hours away. But have you ever thought back on a vacation and found that you couldn't remember as many details as you wanted, or you didn't really ever feel like you went on vacation mode? Well, that's probably because we typically bring this distracted mindset with us on our travels, which means that we're not getting the most out of our adventures. And that can only really happen when we're fully present. Luckily, being mindful is something anyone can learn to do. And the more you practice it, the easier it becomes. So whether you're traveling for adventure or for just pure relaxation, cultivating awareness about where your mind goes is really an excellent way to reduce anxiety, find calm, appreciate your surroundings, and just be a more compassionate traveler. So I wanted to share 5 ways that you can practice being mindful during your next vacation. Now, the first one is to slow down. It's easy to get caught up in the hectic pace of our busy lives and just never slow down. That's why it's the best time to adopt a less is more attitude and resist the urge to pack your itinerary with things to see and do. Instead, allow time to take in and truly relish each wonderful moment. Taking even a few deep breaths will give you the space to take it all in. And you may have fewer experiences, but the ones you do have will stay with you. Number 2, unplug. So I'm guilty of getting totally engrossed in my phone while I'm on vacation. I use my camera phone to take most of my pictures, and I also edit them on my phone, so it's kind of hard to put it down. And I can also get sucked into posting on Instagram. But according to Psychology Today, studies have shown that taking pictures of your experiences can prevent your memories from solidifying in your brain. And the pictures can actually replace your memories. So by turning off your digital devices, you'll be less distracted from what's going on right in front of you and also better able to remember your experiences later. And you'll gain back more time to have adventures because you won't be checking your social media feeds, which, you can always do when you get home. Number 3, meditate. So the definition of meditation is to think deeply or carefully about something. When you sit quietly and you use all of your senses to focus on what's around you, whether it's eating a delicious meal, listening to a foreign language, or watching a beautiful sunset on a fabulous island, you're able to experience things on a deeper level. Meditating for just 2 to 5 minutes can help you feel more connected to yourself in the place that you're in. So the last time I was in Maui, I sat on the beach under some palm trees. I closed my eyes for a few minutes. I could hear the sound of the waves, the birds chirping, and I noticed a new sound that I hadn't noticed before. It was the sound of the wind blowing through the palm trees. I never noticed this, but it sounded just like rain. And even now, I can recall exactly what it felt like to be on that beach. I know it's because I took just a few minutes to sit and be still and meditate on my surroundings. Number 4, journal. Even if you don't typically journal, consider trying it on your next trip. Studies have shown that writing by hand improves our ability to remember things. Writing about 5 things that you're grateful for at the end of each day will help solidify the details in your memory, and you'll also spend some time appreciating those meaningful moments. You may be thinking about the events after they've happened, but spending a little time writing about them has huge benefits. And then later, you can read your journal when you want to recall some special memories. Number 5, final tip. Think of others. When we're traveling, it's important that we consider how our travel and the decisions we make are impacting the people and the places that we're visiting. So what are the things we can be mindful of? Well, how are we spending our money is a big one. Are we supporting local businesses and making sure that the money we spend stays in and supports the local community through where we eat, where we shop, where we stay, what tours we book? And a few questions to ask yourself: what is our impact on the environment and the wildlife? And how can we have as little impact as possible? Are we educated about and considerate of local traditions and cultural norms so that we're respectful guests? Are the places we're supporting inclusive of all people? Being intentional about how we spend money while traveling and taking the time to listen to others can help us be more compassionate travelers and also understand how we're all connected. So those are my top 5 tips. Mindfulness is really just a way of living that cuts out unnecessary stress and brings intention and awareness to everything we do. The good news is we don't have to wait until we're on vacation to start practicing mindfulness. We can do it literally anywhere, anytime, by taking just a few minutes to check in with ourselves and our thoughts. And by doing that, we will gain a greater appreciation for our experiences and really live life to the fullest. So I hope you found these tips on how to travel mindfully helpful. And I hope that wherever you go next, that you're able to truly take in and appreciate your next adventure. Thanks for listening to the Explorer and You podcast. Don't worry, we have a new episode every week. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And don't forget to visit explorerandyou.com for more inspiration and tips. If you want to share the love, you're welcome to send this podcast to others. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.